Dad show? Huh? Are you on Dad's show? You want to come see Dad's show? All right, bud. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Hope everybody is staying safe and doing all the things. Mimi is coming over, yep. Hopefully everybody's staying safe and doing the things that we're all supposed to be doing to be responsible citizens. Wash your hands, cover your sneezes and coughs. If you don't feel well, stay home. My mom went up to work this weekend. She had to go do payroll or something, and was like, "No." She's been coughing. I'm like, "No, you don't. Like, you don't feel well. Stay home. Stop." Like, you are the person. You are the chief offender. Stop. Anyway, all right. Let's say some good morning. So, with no live sports, obviously, if you missed the news, the NBA says mid-June could be the earliest that they resume. So NBA could be a while. If that's the reality for the NBA and everyone else follows suit, then realistically, you're looking at college sports not returning, even for a regular season. And then, one real question becomes, what about the NFL? Because the NFL offseason is made up of such a different calendar where you have rookie mini camps, and then you have OTAs, which are voluntary but not really. Then you have mandatory mini camps, and then you get to training camp in July. And if you miss any of those off-season workouts, does it compress the calendar? I don't know. All things to be considered. So, Casey Smith, Brandon DeVille, good morning. Resorted to watching LSU Loyola Marymount from 90. What a shootout it was, man. Not a lot of defense, but what a game. Chad Dupuy, good morning. Brian and Annie Penton, good morning. You made it home. Good. Glad to hear that. Hope y'all are having a great morning so far. If you would hit the share button, always very much appreciate shares on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you are. Likes, comments, all that stuff is really, really good. So appreciate y'all very much for all that. The one thing that from the sporting world's perspective that is a positive is that the NFL league year is going to begin on Wednesday as scheduled. So what that means is free agency opens on Wednesday. And so we're inside of the negotiation period now where teams can't make deals official until Wednesday, trades and free agent signings, but they can begin those negotiations now. So we actually, if you go to pretty much go to ESPN.com, or any of these sites, and you'll have basically nothing but like coronavirus related stories. If you go to the NFL, I'll just read ESPN.com right now as we're doing this at 8:35. Chiefs place tag on sacks leader Jones. Ex-Browns linebacker Kirksey reaches deal with Packers. Bucks to franchise sack leader Barrett. NFL's P.A. Smith calls CBA player gains huge. Giants expected to tag D.L. Williams. You see what I mean? Like, it's all football related. Now, if you go to the NBA or Major League Baseball, NBA says players can leave cities during hiatus. G League year expected to be canceled. Gobert urges people to stay safe in video. NBA ref Kirkland tests negative for virus. See, like everything in the NBA is all coronavirus related, or in the NBA and the NFL, it's all NFL league year related. So even though we're at a point where we don't have live sports to discuss and everything's on pause, the NFL beginning its league year is a great boost. I mean, at least in terms of the fact that there's content there to discuss and rosters are going to be shaped. So, and the benefit of this is that obviously you can do this remotely. All of these conversations can be had by phone, via email or video conferencing or whatever. So you don't need people to jet set across the country and so on, and meet face to face and put a lot of people at risk. So in that sense, I'm curious how much of the sporting world moves to this, you know, and from a content standpoint, the NFL is the most popular league in our country, and for the NFL really be the one that's active, especially in a free agent calendar where you've got, the Cowboys quarterback is a free agent, Phillip Rivers, of course, Tom Brady. I mean, technically Drew Brees is a free agent as well. You still got to get his deal done, but there's a lot of meat on the bone there, so to speak. It's a bummer that there was no Selection Sunday yesterday. We don't have the NCAA tournament playing games beginning tomorrow. Should have had the opening weekend of college, of SEC playing college baseball this last weekend and didn't. But that's all a bummer. We'll all get through it. We'll all move on. Let's see. Stephen Miller, what's up? Dylan Landry, morning, Matt. The new look is fire. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate that. So put a little clipper on this yesterday. Got this a little more shapely. So probably keep this shorter like this. Keep it a little more shapely. Haven't decided yet up here what to do. If I'm going to let it grow out to like a one guard or if I keep putting the straight edge on. I don't know. We'll see. Stephen Brookin, morning. SportsCenter isn't even on this morning. Golick and Wingo radio show is on with no video feed. This is getting crazy. That's not true, Stephen. I was just watching SportsCenter when I was taking a shower. So, no, SportsCenter's on. I mean, they were talking to Dan Orlovsky about landing spots for Tom Brady. Or no, it was Get Up. I'm sorry. It wasn't SportsCenter. It was Get Up. And I think that's why. I think ESPN always has Get Up on at this time, and then ESPN2 has Golick and Wingo on. And so then Golick and Wingo ends at 9, and then I think they flip over to SportsCenter. Or First Take, maybe. Maybe First Take comes on ESPN. I don't know the schedule. But that's why. I don't know why it's not on TV, though, with Golick and Wingo's radio show. Stephen Miller, morning, bub. What's the latest and greatest thing to get canceled? I mean, I don't know, man. I think everything at this point is. I think the best news from a progression standpoint, like we talked about, is the NFL year starting. So, let's see over on YouTube. Trivia, what's up, man? Bubba Tatum, good morning. Terry Vidito, good morning. Do you think Dak is worth the money he believes he's worth? I think he's good, but not worth what he thinks he could get. Well, I guess it depends on what he really thinks he's going to get. I also understand in a negotiation. Was that Terry? Terry. If you're Dak Prescott's agent, you're gonna ask for the moon, right? And then the Cowboys are gonna try to lowball you, and then you keep countering and meet somewhere in the middle. That's just the nature of that kind of negotiation. So that doesn't surprise me. But I think I'll put it to you this way: if it was the New Orleans Saints, would I want the Saints to give Dak Prescott $40 million? No. I absolutely think Dak is a top half of the NFL quarterback. So let's look at this. All right, NFL quarterback salaries. All right. So Russell Wilson is the highest paid at $35 million a year. Followed by Big Ben at 34, Rodgers at 33.5, Jared Goff at 33.5, Wentz at 32, Matt Ryan at 30, Cousins at 28, Jacoby Brissett 27.98, Garoppolo 27.5, Stafford 27. So my guess is that, and that's on average salary per year, by the way. My guess is, see, the outliers there are like Goff, right? So Goff gets you to a Super Bowl, he was the number one overall pick. You had to make a commitment to him. Sorry about that. It's our salesman. We have our 9 o'clock meeting, but we have it via conference call. So I will probably do just about like 5 or 10 more minutes and then go set up on the conference call. Let's see. Anyway, so point with your question about Dak. Um, he should settle somewhere in the top 10, but would I be comfortable paying him $40 million a year? Absolutely not. Because you have to pay the going rate for a quarterback, for a starting quarterback. The flip side of it is do what Washington did with Kirk Cousins and string him along and then not commit to him, which actually looks like a smart decision if they can find someone in the draft behind it. Val Browning, hey Dad, good morning. Kelly Gross, good morning. Pat Huseman, good morning. Sean Pumphrey, Craig Schilling, David Eric, Brandon Atchison, Ryan Jackson, Lucas Ragusa, Cheryl Wilkes, Ray Connolly, good morning. Hey Brad Crowder, good morning, y'all. So much respect for teachers. First hour of homeschool life has taught me I'm not teacher material. Man, I do feel for parents who have had to find something to do with their kids, man. Just like that, all of a sudden your kids aren't in school and you got to find something to do with them during the day while you work. And then on top of that, for the answer for some parents is going to be daycare or some type of child care situation where you're putting kids right into situations with other kids that you're trying to avoid at school. I don't think there's a great answer there, man. Thomas Chapman, Ronnie Dugas, Charlie Cavell, Richard Parton, Brian Wynn. Good morning, y'all. Shelby Kelly, what's up? Jerry Spurgeon, Mark Perron, good morning. Looks good, Matt. I'd rock that shaved head. It'll be some variation of this. If whether I keep the straight edge or not, we'll see. If it's just shaved like with a 1 or a 2 guard and keeping it really really short, it'll be some variation of that. So we'll see though. Jude Miller, Sam Nasello, good morning. Joe Ed Kettner, Joey Painich, Shelby, been binging Creed since Friday. It's just the one album though. You just got to go listen to My Own Prison. Ray Summers, Brady Beacom, good morning. Stephen Brooking. Yep, not okay. Not on ESPN2. Let's see. Trampus Butler, good morning. Adam Fourier, good morning. So the question seriously though with regards to the Saints is, you will this week start to get certain answers. Remember, the Saints are always very aggressive at the onset of the league year with one prospect. They will always go hard after their one big name free agent. Infamously a few years back that was Jarvis Bird. If it was Larry Warford or Jared Cook, like there's always one position they're targeting. My guess is that's going to be a receiver. I think they're going to get a receiver in veteran free agency. So there's obviously the question of who they bring in. The other question is who they don't re-sign. What Saints free agents sign elsewhere. Report over the weekend that Von Bell's likely to go to the Bears. And everyone's expecting the Saints to let Andrews Pete walk. And if that's the case, then who plays left guard for you next year? I remember Pete was also your swing guy that would kick out and play left tackle. So you got some holes to fill there. UCBO, what's up, man? Charlie Cavell, Dana White saying UFC will continue fights. Good on them. I mean, they're going to continue fights. It was eerie this weekend, though, fights with nobody in the stands. Big empty arena. But, what it goes to show you, though, is while the gate is important, I'm not going to minimize that. Because having 17, 20,000 people in an arena, paying ticket prices and concessions and all that stuff, that matters, no question. The bigger financial nut is the TV contracts, and we talk about it, but now you're seeing it. Like you're seeing that organization say we'd rather continue playing in an empty arena and broadcast our event than not have the event at all. Very telling. Hey, Jim Lewis, good morning. Garrett Scheck Snyder, Billy Hutchison, good morning. Iraq, what's up? Thoughts on the new NFL CBA? Not too keen on the idea of 17-game season or an additional team making the playoffs. I'm good with the expanded playoff, by the way. Because if what that does is it keeps another team, more teams' fan base is interested through the remainder of the regular season, more teams that have the opportunity to get in, which means you're less likely to see week 17 resting starters and all that stuff. I don't like the 17 game schedule. I don't know how you could possibly say with a straight face that you care about player safety, and yet you're pushing the idea of another regular season game. And if the players take the deal, then they're just as much at fault because clearly they don't care about their own safety. For them, it is more about the financial payday and getting that, that that revenue from the new CBA. Steve Bernard, morning, Matt. I might get notifications on Facebook until 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. Scone. Having changed any settings, could that be YouTube related? Not sure, Steve. Maybe restart your phone. If you haven't done like power off your phone and restart it, maybe it might be a software issue that you need to restart. That would be my guess. Sorry about that, man. I'm really not sure. Janet Anderson, Chris Roy, good morning. Jim Lewis, do you believe Drew Brees will actually be able to play till he's 45? Well, I'll put it to you this way, Jim. Do I think Drew Brees could be a competent quarterback for 3 more seasons? Yes. When you look at, Jameis Winston turning the ball over 30 interceptions, like, could Drew Brees do that? Yeah, I think so. Could he be a competent, middle tier NFL quarterback at 45 years old? Absolutely, I think so. Does he want to? I think that's the bigger thing because it's not only keeping your body and your mind locked in, but also think about what you miss, man, with your family. All the times your practices and OTAs and all that stuff. I mean, you miss a lot. I mean, I tell you, that's what Terry always said was the reason that he retired. He was just, he was missing too many things, too many milestones with his kids. He had opportunities to keep playing. Even after he retired, he was still taking phone calls. But you make that decision based on different criteria. Everyone makes that decision based on different criteria, which I understand. I respect. Let's see. Hunter Picard, good morning. I think the Saints need to grab for the back end of their defense. Honestly, Hunter, I would absolutely go draft in the secondary. They've had a good eye for it, with drafting Von Bell and drafting Lattimore and Marcus Williams, who's obviously been hot or cold. But they've overpaid at that position before. So I think if you're going to look defense in free agency, I think a better option would be look at linebacker because there is a ton of good linebackers, and because that market is so saturated, you should be able to get a good price. I mean, guys like Kyle Van Noy are available. You can find a good backer, and I think the Saints need to just make a decision on that because you've got guys on your roster who have been good players. Kiko Alonso and Alex Anzalone and A.J. Klein. The problem is none of them have stayed healthy. I mean, when you have that many guys that keep getting injured, yeah, you have to make the decision. Who do you pay and when do you punt? Move on and try to get someone who's going to be a better option that might be a healthier option. So I'd look in the secondary. I would look draft. In veteran free agency, I would look wide receiver, linebacker. Joseph Strickland, Brady Smith, Logan Foster. What's up, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How do you feel about all the sports except youth travel ball being canceled? Logan, we talked about it a good bit, man. I certainly understand the desire to limit and stop the spread of infectious diseases. I totally get that. I hope that all of these measures are warranted and do what they're all intended to do. I also wish that there could have been more consideration to maybe continue playing even without crowds, because I think the ripple effect of stopping commerce in our country is, and this isn't just a sports thing. This isn't just because some people have said, well, you make your living talking about sports. God, I'm gonna be fine either way. Among 2 months, 3 months, like I'll be fine. Okay, like I'll keep doing my show and I'll find things to talk about and hopefully be entertaining and we'll have a good time either way. But the thing that I really worry about just across the board in the country is just shutting down commerce. I mean, it's because that's going to have a ripple effect that I think would literally take years to overcome. When you talk about the number of small businesses that'll have to shut their doors, not pay employees not making money, can't pay rent, can't afford groceries, can't put gas in their car, then what if they do? You know what I mean? There's that, does that breed desperation, and then does desperation breed crime? And like it's a cycle. It's a ripple effect, and it, you know, I just hope everybody we collectively find a way to pull together to make sure that doesn't happen. That's more my point, Logan. Justin LaGrange, if Jefferson is on the board, do we take him? Absolutely. Well, with the caveat, unless if the Saints sign a receiver in free agency. If the Saints sign a receiver in veteran free agency, then no. But if Justin Jefferson's on the board at 24, which by the way, he's not going to be on the board at 24. When he ran a 4.4, that basically locked him as a top half of round one guy. You'll see Judy and CeeDee Lamb go off the board first at receiver, and then Jefferson will be the third receiver taken, and it'll be early. Brady Smith, bars and restaurants all over New Orleans closing temporarily. Sad to see. Hopefully business owners will be able to survive the crisis. I agree with that, Brady. I'm hopeful, man. And it's one of the things that I've said I hope people do is, even if you're not comfortable going out and, you're spending if you're not comfortable going out or things like buy gift cards, support these small businesses by buying gift cards to their place. So a lot of them probably offer them online, so if you're not comfortable going into a store to buy a gift card, buy it online. Definitely sympathetic, man. Let's see. Justin LaGrange, Delpit. If Delpit were on the board at 24, depends what happens with Von Bell. If Von Bell walks in free agency and the Saints aren't convinced that they're going to offer Marcus Williams a long-term deal, then you need help at safety. And if Grant Delpit's on the board at 24, I would absolutely pull the trigger there. My goodness, would I love to see Delpit at 24. I think he has the potential to be a transcendent player at that position when healthy. Yeah, I would absolutely take him. Trivia, first pick should be Justin Jefferson. Need an option opposite Michael Thomas. Again, I just don't think Jefferson's going to be on the board at 24, and I think the Saints are going to sign a receiver in veteran free agency. I think they get their number 2 receiver in free agency, and then they look at linebacker, safety, maybe offensive line in the draft. So. All right, look, I got to bounce because we got our 9 a.m. meeting, but it's via conference call, so that starts in 4 minutes. So I got to bounce. Please hit the share button if you've not done so yet. Appreciate that as always. Like the post on Facebook, share it if you would. On YouTube, if you can give us thumbs up, we appreciate that as well. And I'll have a Locked on LSU podcast today and AFR later this afternoon. Got some good stuff already planned. So we will see y'all then. Later, guys. See ya. And gals. Guys and gals.